Tejas Batra is here to present a topic water resources under Jal Shakti Abhiyan organized by CBSE board under Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat program. Water, water everywhere, nor a drop to drink it. We are having abundant amount of water on the surface of earth, but still we are facing the problem of water scarcity. Why? 3 by 4th of the earth's surface is covered under the water, but out of this 96% is under the ocean, which is unfit for human consumption as it is salty. Next we are having 2.5% as fresh water. Out of this 70% occurs as ice sheets and glaciers. Less than 30% is stored as groundwater, which is used for our day-to-day activities. By this, you can make an idea that there is very less amount of water which is fit for human consumption. If the same activities, same bad habits of humans continues in the future generation, it is predicted that by 2025, nearly 2 billion people will live in absolute water scarcity. It is a serious issue. That's why we need to conserve and manage our water resources. What are the sources of water? We are having oceans, which is salty water, unfit for human consumption. There are 5 major oceans in the world: Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Southern Ocean, Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. Next we are having ice caps and glaciers in the world, which are found in the mountainous regions. Aquifers. What are aquifers? Aquifer is the water stored under the rocks. It is known as aquifer. It is a part of groundwater. Next source is groundwater, which is used for our day-to-day activities. Next we are having springs. It is also found in the upward land of the world, like mountains, plateaus and etc. It is rarely found on the plains. Next we are having rivers and lakes, which are too much familiar to us, like Ganga river, Brahmaputra river and many more. Rainfall. It is the largest source of fresh water in the world. Causes of water scarcity. Why this water scarcity has happened in this world? We are having even abundant amount of water. So, number 1, growing population, over-exploitation, deforestation, industrialization, climatic change, increased pollution, wastage of water, unequal distribution, many more like urbanization, etc. Growing population. As the population increased, the demand of water has also increased. Increased in demand of water means increase for the demand in domestic use, produce more food. It is needed for production of more food. Next we are having over irrigation. Nowadays, the crop of which can be grown in large rainfall, large area of rainfall, it can also be grown in the area which has low rainfall. Why? Because nowadays farmers are practicing over irrigation. Nowadays every farmer has his or her personal well or tube well, and they utilize the water enough than the permission in order to facilitate high food production. Their aim is only to get more and more money instead of caring for the environment. Irrigated agriculture is the largest consumer of water. It is the cause of falling groundwater level on the earth. Next we are having deforestation. The plants absorb water by their roots from the soil and it gets transported to the leaves through the xylem tissue. When this comes to in the leaves, it gets transported in the leaves it gets evaporated because of excess of water, gets evaporated because of the process of transpiration. This water vapors goes in the sky and condenses to form a cloud. This cloud is precipitated over the surface of earth. Only trees are there which bring rainfall on the earth, and we are cutting them aimlessly. Nowadays, a large number of trees has declined in the world, leading to very low rainfall and water scarcity. Industrialization. On one, there are two sides of coin in industrialization. One is increased in water demand. As the industries grew up, water demand also grew up. And next is the waste of industries are dumped into the adjacent source of water, which makes it unfit for the human consumption. Next, we are having drought. There are also two sides. One area is getting very low rainfall and other is getting very high rainfall. Low rainfall area faces the problem of drought, and high rainfall area faces the problem of floods. These both are harmful for environment as well as for our crops. India is an agrarian country. Drought. Long-lasting droughts can lead to the water scarcity with no rain or little rain over the horizon. Rivers may get soaked up, and also the floods are also our houses can fill up with the water because of floods. Next, we are having pollution. It is a cause of water scarcity, and there are also the causes of water pollution too. Throwing of dead bodies in the source of water. Next is industries dump their waste in the water by not separating biodegradable and degradable waste. Next, we are having bathing of cattle in the source of water, washing clothes, religious beliefs also lead to the water pollution sometimes, and many more. Wastage of water. As you can see in the picture, while brushing, the child has opened the tap and not closed it. By these small efforts, we can save our water. It is an urgent need to conserve and manage water. Washing vehicles, other cars, houses, etc. with the help of pipe may also lead to water scarcity. It is wastage of water. Next, overflowing tanks in our houses is also wastage of water. Unequal access. On one side, one area is having abundant amount of water, even than need, and on the other side, it is having very low water, like Rajasthan in olden days. But nowadays, this problem is also faced by Delhi, our capital of India. So it is a serious matter. We should conserve and manage water resources for future generation and even for ourselves too. पानी बिना जीवन की कल्पना अधूरी, पानी की कमी से है हालत बुरी. So we can't imagine our life without water. And without water, our problem, is very bad condition. So let's watch a video.
क्या हुआ प्रकृति माँ? कुछ नहीं पीकू, बताओ ना। मैं सबको जीवन देती हूँ और सब चाहते हैं मैं ही खत्म हो जाऊँ। लेकिन मैंने तो सबको यही कहते सुना है, प्रकृति हमारी माँ है। अरे सब कहने की बातें हैं, सब जानते हैं पानी में मेरे प्राण बसते हैं, फिर भी उसे बर्बाद करते हैं। लेकिन वो ऐसा करते क्यों है? एक नासमझी नाम की शैतान है, इसका जादू चलता है तो सारे समझदार लोग भी नासमझी करते हैं। अब आप पीकू का जादू देखना। बच्चों, हमारी प्रकृति माँ उदास है। उनको लगता है हम उन्हें मार देना चाहते हैं। नाराजगी है? बिल्कुल नहीं। तो हम सब ऐसा क्या कर सकते हैं ताकि वो खुश हो? आप बताओ। ओके, सबसे पहले अपने घर के नल चेक करो। कोई भी नल टपक रहा हो तो उसे ठीक से बंद करो। दांत साफ करते समय नल को बंद रखो। नहाओ फव्वारे के नीचे नहीं, बाल्टी में पानी से। लेकिन फव्वारे के नीचे मजा आता है। पानी बर्बाद करके मजा आया तो कैसा मजा? सारा दिन पानी पीने के लिए एक गिलास या बोतल का इस्तेमाल करो। अगर पानी बच जाए या गिलास में बर्फ बच जाए तो उसे भी नाली में नहीं, बोतल में डालो। अगर आपके घर में कोई भी शेव करते समय पानी बर्बाद कर रहा है तो उन्हें रोको। अगर घर में गाड़ी धोने के लिए या आंगन साफ करने के लिए, सब्जियां धोते समय या बर्तन साफ करते समय पानी बर्बाद हो रहा है तो उसे रोको। इन छोटी छोटी बातों से हम लाखों लीटर पानी हर रोज बचा सकते हैं। तो क्या हम ऐसा करेंगे? हाँ। अरे वाह पीकू, तुमने तो कमाल कर दिया। अगर बच्चे समझदार बन गए तो ना समझी का जादू नहीं चल पाएगा। मेरी हरियाली लौट आई है।
So now I request Simran from 10th Daisy to continue further.
So, as we have discussed before, that water is being unnecessarily wasted and its overutilization can lead to the water scarcity, which is a very serious issue nowadays. So, there is an urgent need to conserve and manage our water resources so that it should not be exploited. Firstly, the water is required to ensure the food security. It is a fundamental requirement that is needed for the plant growth from germination to maturity. Agriculture requires a large quantity of water for irrigation and of good quality for various production processes. Water is needed to conserve our livelihoods and productive activities and to prevent degradation of our natural ecosystem. The consumption of water helps to safeguard ourselves from the various health hazards. So, let's discuss the uses of dams. Dams are used for the irrigation as they divert rivers into canals and helps in irrigating the miles away. Dams helps in the flood control, recreation, fish breeding and various other activities. They also help in the flood control by storing the flood water in reservoirs and then releasing them slowly. बूंद बूंद नहीं बरतेंगे तो बूंद बूंद को तरसेंगे. The slogan is absolutely right because if we not save water today, then in future we will be starved for a single drop of water. So there is an urgent need to conserve our water resources. So let's discuss the water scarcity in Andhra Pradesh. Do you know that Andhra Pradesh and Telangana were the same state till 2013. They were united on the June 2, 2014 and Hyderabad was a united capital for the 10 years. Andhra Pradesh, which is also known as the state of three capitals. Andhra Pradesh has Amravati as its legislative capital and Visakhapatnam and Kurnool has executive and judicial powers respectively. Recently, the budget launched in 2024, the Nirmala Sitharaman of Union Cabinet has given the help of 15,000 crores to Andhra Pradesh to develop its legislative power. So, we all know that agriculture is a major sector in the Punjab's economy. Similarly, it is known for its production of rice, tobacco, sugarcane and cotton. The state has the black soil, which is less fertile and has various salinity problems. Innovative farming techniques like the use of drip irrigation and organic farming have contributed to increased productivity. So, let's introduce the water crisis and scarcity in Andhra Pradesh. As we all know that water crisis is a shortage of water. Andhra Pradesh, a state in southern India, is facing a severe water crisis that threatens the livelihood and well-being of its residents. The region known as Star City has long struggled with limited water resources, but the crisis has reached new heights in recent years due to the combination of environmental, economic, and political factors. This presentation will delve into the causes, impacts, and innovative solutions being implemented to address this pressing issue. Now, let's discuss the overview of the water crisis. Firstly, the dwindling groundwater levels. The primary source of water scarcity in Andhra Pradesh is groundwater. Groundwater, as we all know, is the water which is available under the ground. However, decades of unsustainable agricultural practices and the lack of proper water management have led to the rapid depletion of this valuable resource, leaving many communities without access to clean and reliable water. Next, the erratic rainfall patterns. The climate is changing day by day, which leads to the inconsistent rainfall. Climate change has significantly impacted the region, leading to more frequent and severe droughts. This has resulted in unpredictable rainfall patterns, making it increasingly difficult for the farmers and residents to plan and adapt to the changing conditions. Now, the pollution and contamination. Pollution, it's a serious problem nowadays. It means the wastage and the pollutants that are present in the air. Industrial and agricultural pollution as well as poor sanitation infrastructure have further exacerbated the water crisis by contaminating the limited water resources available, posing a serious threat to public health and the environment. The causes of the water crisis. As we have discussed that Andhra Pradesh is facing the water scarcity, so there must be some reasons behind it. Firstly, the unsustainable farming practices. The overuse of water-intensive crops such as sugarcane and rice has depleted groundwater reserves at an alarming rate, leaving communities with limited access to vital resources. Next, the lack of water conservation efforts. If the state is facing a water scarcity, it should also take some steps to overcome it. But Andhra Pradesh has a lack of water conservation efforts. A historical lack of investment in water, infrastructure and conservation measures such as rainwater harvesting and wastewater treatment has contributed to the worsening of the crisis. Now, the rapid population growth. As we know that India has become the most populous country in the world, so it's a major problem for water scarcity. The increasing population in scarcity has placed an ever-growing demand on the already strained water resources, further exacerbating the crisis. Inadequate water governance. Weak water management policies, ineffective implementation, and the lack of coordination between various government agencies have hindered efforts to address the crisis effectively. Water scarcity in Andhra Pradesh, it will also have its impact on the local community as there is a limiting access to the drinking water and for domestic purposes, agriculture and the livelihoods. The water crisis has had a devastating impact on the agriculture sector, which is the background of the local economy. As we have discussed that 60% of the population of Andhra Pradesh is dependent on the agriculture, and agriculture requires the water, which is scarce in the Andhra Pradesh. Farmers have faced declining crop yields, leading to reduced incomes and widespread food insecurity. Public health concerns. As pollution is increasing day by day, then it's must that people will face from some serious health concerns. The contamination of water sources has led to the spread of waterborne diseases such as cholera and typhoid, posing a significant threat to the health and well-being of the local population. Social and economic implications. The water crisis has disproportionately affected the most vulnerable communities, exacerbating existing socio-economic disparities and widening the gap between the haves and have-nots. So, I will now request Arshia to move further.
झूम के बरसो। वाह बाबा, आज तो बहुत खुश नजर आ रहे हो। बरखा जो आने वाली है टीकू, हाँ वो तो ठीक है बाबा, पर सोचा है कि बरखा रानी आएंगी तो विराजेंगी कहाँ?
ये क्या सवाल हुआ पिकू? और क्या, बारिश का पानी जमा होगा खेतों में, हमारी गलियों में, और कहाँ?
हाँ बच्चों, यही तो परेशानी है। हाँ भाई, एक वक्त था जब बारिश के पानी से बावड़ियों, कुओं, तालाबों में पानी भरा रहता था। सिर्फ 4 महीने की बारिश से 12 महीने पानी का सुख मिलता था।
वो कैसे?
वो ऐसे छोटी कि बारिश का पानी धरती में जाकर कुओं, तालाबों और बावड़ियों में पानी का स्तर बनाए रखता है।
यानी बारिश के पानी से भूजल रिचार्ज हो जाता है।
हाँ, अच्छा बताओ तो, ट्यूबवेल में पानी कहाँ से आता है?
भूजल से।
और भूमि में जल कहाँ से आता है?
बारिश से।
बिल्कुल सही बोला छोटी।
पर अब तो पिकू बावड़ियों, कुओं, तालाबों पर सिर्फ कूड़ा कचरा ही दिखाई देता है।
अरे रोती क्यों हो छोटी, कोई जुगत करते हैं।
आइडिया, सब मिलकर बावड़ियों, कुओं और तालाबों को साफ करें।
हाँ, जिससे बारिश का पानी हमारे सूखे पड़े कुएं, तालाबों, बावड़ियों और अन्य पानी के स्रोतों को फिर से पानी से भर दे। तो याद रखें,
कैप्चर रेन, व्हेन इट फॉल्स, व्हेन इट फॉल्स, कैप्चर रेन, व्हेन इट फॉल्स, व्हेन इट फॉल्स।
So we have already discussed about the water scarcity in Andhra Pradesh. So the government of Andhra Pradesh has taken various steps and promote various projects to address the problem of water crisis. So let us have a look on them. So the first one is the policy reforms. So the government of Andhra Pradesh has promoted many policy reforms just as Water Management Act to promote the usage of water very sustainably. Next one is the infrastructure investments. So the government of Andhra Pradesh has also focused on infrastructure investments by building dams across the river for the storage of water so that we can cope up with this water scarcity. Next is the awareness campaigns. So the government of Andhra Pradesh has set up various awareness campaigns to educate the people that how water is important to us. Water is needed in everything, for food, for cleaning purposes, but still we are wasting it aimlessly. It is predicted that if we are just wasting the water like this, by the next year, that is 2025, nearly 2 billion of people will live in around the water scarcity area. So it is an urgent need of ours to save water. Next is stakeholder collaboration. The government has frustrated partnerships with the civil society organizations, private sectors, as well as the research institutions to develop the solutions for the water crisis. There is one mulching technique. In this, the mulches are sown over the surface of the soil, which helps in water retention. So let us have a look on the features of mulching techniques. The first is the moisture retention. So the mulches which are just sown over the surface of soil helps in water absorption. It helps in the maximum absorption of water so that the less water is needed for the irrigation purposes. Next is weed control. There is a common problem in crop production that the unwanted plants grow with the crops. So it minimizes the competition of water and nutrients. Next is soil enrichment. The mulches present on the surface of the soil helps the soil to increase its fertility and prevents the soil erosion. Temperature regulation. Mulches insulates the soil and helps in regulating the temperature. As with the climate change, the temperature fluctuates. Along with the practice of mulching, which reduces evaporation from the surface of the soil and bare soil surfaces. It helps in weed control also. So if we use this mulching technique, we contribute a lot in water conservation. As irrigation needs a lot of water. Farmers are just wasting the water in irrigation. They are just using the water more than they needed. Next, I introduce to you about Niru Miru project. The word Niru Miru, which literally means water and you.
It is introduced by Water Conservation Mission on 1 May 2000, and later on the initiative was taken by the government of Andhra Pradesh. So its features are community involvement. The Niru Miru project has an active participation from local communities in water conservation efforts, groundwater recharge. The project focusing on constructing and maintaining structures like check dams. The word check dams refers to the small dams built across the canals drainage system, which helps in slow flow of water so that the water can move with the slow velocity. Water harvesting. In traditional days, there is no modern outputs. There is no modern technique to save water, so the people just make a roof traps on their roof to store rainwater. So in olden days, there is no problem of water scarcity like this as it's there in the nowadays. Niru Miru, as I already told you, the government of Andhra Pradesh has taken up a massive water shed programs under Niru Miru since May 2000, giving a lot of importance to the community participation, focusing on infrastructure investment and awareness campaigns, which is the best way to store the water resources. Next is state water policy. The government of Andhra Pradesh introduced state water policy in year 2008. Under this, it ensures water security. It ensures that every citizen will pursue the clean and safe water. Efficient irrigation. The new techniques has been launched by the government of Andhra Pradesh for the irrigation purposes to use the less water in irrigation. Wastewater reuse. Nowadays, the water becomes a reusable resource. It is used further. In traditional days, the water is considered as non-reusable resource, but nowadays with the modern techniques, the water is reusing. The water which is used first is now further using for non-potable purposes. Regulatory framework. The government has established a legal and an institutional framework of state water policy. It was the challenge taken by the government of Andhra Pradesh to secure a future of Andhra Pradesh. So if we are just wasting the water like this, the future generation will suffer from a great water scarcity. It aims to improve the overall productivity of water by removing concentrates and providing institutional mechanisms. Water conservation efforts. So the different efforts taken by the Andhra Pradesh government has ranked Andhra Pradesh in top 3 most states in water management system. So here is the result of the practices which is made by the government of Andhra Pradesh. So they have also adopted drip irrigation. So in this, the irrigation is done by the small pipes. The water is applied to the crops with the help of small pipes, so that the water cannot be wasted and can be used more efficiently and sustainably. Wastewater recycling. Treatment and reuse of wastewater has become a priority, reducing the strain of freshwater resources. So the treatment of the reuse of water, so that the water can be reused and recycled to conserve the freshwater resources, as only 2.5% is the fresh water which is good for the human consumption. Community engagement. Local communities are active participated in the Niru Miru project for maintaining the water bodies and conservation measures. Ministry of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation Jal Shakti has given Andhra Pradesh the 3rd rank in the best category of the 4th National Award 2022. Award for making exemplary efforts in the field of water management system. So the government of the water resources has ranked Andhra Pradesh 3rd in the best state category of the 4th National Award 2022 for making an exemplary efforts for the water management system. The main solution adopted by the government of Andhra Pradesh is the rainwater harvesting. So the rainwater harvesting is the best way to store water, as we are just wasting the water like this. But when we went to the Rajasthan, we are just wasting the rainwater and they are just starving for the rainwater. So please conserve rainwater. Among us, I don't think so any of us conserve rainwater. We just waste it. So please conserve rainwater, as if you want the future generation cannot suffer from the great water scarcity, as if we are just wasting the water like this. By the year 2025, we will be just suffering from a great water scarcity. So, how to capture and store rainwater? Rainwater harvesting involves the collection, storage and utilization of rainwater, which would otherwise be lost as runoff. So, we can store or capture the rainwater by making roof taps and collecting it in tanks, so that we can use it for the non-potable purposes. The rainwater we all know that the rainwater is the purest form of rain, but after coming to our atmosphere, it becomes acid rain, as a lot of gases are present in our atmosphere, as the pollution is on peak now. So, the stored water of rainwater is not unfit for human consumption, but can be used for non-potable purposes. Next is water quality management. The government has also prioritized the implementation of water treatment and purification system, as the rainwater is unfit for the human consumption. So it will be purified first and then used for the irrigation purposes, as it is unfit for the human consumption. Next is community engagement. The success of the rainwater harvesting has happened by the active participation of the local community. The local level government has also active participated in the rainwater harvesting. Implementation of rainwater harvesting. Planning and assessment. The government has conducted detailed assessment of the region's water resources, needs, infrastructure and community participation to develop a comprehensive implementation plan for the rainwater and harvesting initiative. So the government has conducted a detailed administrative assessment and make rainwater harvesting a key charge to store rainwater and address the problem of water crisis. Infrastructure development. The government of Andhra Pradesh has also focused on infrastructure development by building dams across the river, which slow down the flow of water. Benefits of rainwater harvesting. There are a lot of benefits if we store rainwater, because it do not cost us anything. That's why we are just wasting it. We are just wasting it aimlessly. We are not storing it. But if we are not, as the water scarcity is not on the peak now, but if we are not storing it, we will suffer from water scarcity in the next year. Increase in water availability. As if we are storing water, rainwater, then fresh water is less pulled up from the ground, and the rainwater is used for the cleaning purposes and other non-potable purposes. Groundwater recharge. The recharge of the groundwater aquifers through rainwater harvesting has helped to restore the water table and improve the long-term sustainability of the region's water resource. Reduce flood risks. By capturing and storing rainwater, the initiative has helped to mitigate the risk of flood. So by capturing and storing rainwater, the initiative has also helped in reducing the risk of floods during the monsoon season, protecting the communities and infrastructure from the devastating of heavy rainfall. So the infrastructure investment by making dams across the river for the storing water, they have also reduced the flood risks so that the water can flow with slow velocity. Improved water quality. The implementation of water treatment and purification system has ensured that rainwater harvested is safe for consumption, addressing concern about water contamination and improving public health outcomes. So the rainwater gets purified first and after that get used for the agriculture purposes and all other purposes. It cannot be used directly as it is.
धरती माँ का लाई हो संदेश, पीकू संग आई को देने महत्वपूर्ण निर्देश। टप टप बरसे बारिश का पानी, उसकी हर एक बूंद बचानी, छत छत जैसे बहती धारा इकट्ठा कर टंकी में उतारा। सामूहिक तालाब को बचाया, उस जल ने खेती को संवारा। कुआं पुनर्भरण और टपक पद्धति जल संचय के बने आग्रही। हर टपकते नल को बंद है करना, वर्षा जल का संचय करके भूजल के स्तर को है बढ़ाना। बारिश का पानी संरक्षित होगा तो भूजल का स्तर बना रहेगा। मैं प्रकृति साथ में भी हूँ, करते हैं अनुरोध, जल का मोल समझकर जन जन तक पहुँचाओ बोध।
And that's all about the water scarcity. So we all pledge to save water, as it is an urgent need of an hour to save water, as it is only 2.5% of fresh water for the human consumption, and with that 70% is on the ice caps and glaciers, and less than